Hey guys, Ray from Love Your RV and Boat. So today I'm going to be beginning a review on a new product, a fridge freezer from ICECO. They recently contacted me and asked if I'd like to review one of their products, and this one really suited me well. It's a 50 quart fridge freezer, much like the other units I've been using in the last 5 years, a couple different brands, and they've worked well for me. Boondocking, I like to go down south and boondock a lot in the RV. It really helps expand our food carrying capacity. You know, the RV has a fridge inside it, but the freezer's quite small on it, so I use it for that. I can store a lot of extra meat, buy in bulk, that sort of thing. Also, a lot of times I may be 45 minutes away from the local grocery store, so there's a time to come back to the trailer. It's really handy to have the fridge to keep all the food cool, and then it can go into our main fridge cool rather than warm. So that really helps out. And of course on the boat, same thing. We're away from grocery stores for weeks at a time. So let's get it apart, and I'll go through all its features, give you a look at its physical design. Right now you're looking at it with its included vinyl cover, kind of a padded cover that helps it keep cool as well. So let's have a look at what we have here. There's the unit itself. So the fridge freezer comes with these accessories. There's a bag, insulated bag that goes around it, has foil on the inside. Kind of a pretty thick padding. It looks like very nice vinyl. Pocket there for storage. Owner's manual, of course. Then this is your 12-volt cord for using in the vehicle. Plug it into a 12-volt socket, or you could plug it into a portable power station. That's what I usually do. I usually carry one in the back of my truck and plug this into that. And then here's your power cord, nice long power cord. And that's one of the nice features of this particular unit. The other two that I had sort of an extra box like that, which was kind of a pain. I like that I can just plug this straight in. Makes it nice and simple. So that comes with the ICECO fridge freezer. Then they also sent me their optional battery pack, which is really handy because a lot of times I'm going into a store or something and I can just have this on it as an option for powering it. It also has some USB outputs, and you can see a 12-volt output, so you can also just use it itself as a little power pack for charging phones, that sort of thing. And it comes with an owner's manual and a few accessories. There's an AC charger to charge it up, and also a DC charging cable. Let's look at the really cool feature that I liked, and is one reason I selected this model, is it has a two-way or a three-way lid. So you can open it this way, or you can open it this way, or you can grab both those and just take the lid off completely. It also has a feature on its electronic display and a little warning that the lid isn't fully closed. Just handy in case you kind of leave it slightly ajar. Have a look inside here. There's a basket, which is good for getting food in and out of there, and then another extra space over here. And this is approximately 50 quarts, so it's about 10 quarts bigger than the ones I have before. It's a little longer, but this one is nice and narrow, so because I like to put it in the back seat of the truck when I'm moving about, traveling, or going to the grocery store. There's a couple different options for lifting. It's got one of these handles on each side. Nice knurled aluminum there. Seems like a fairly hefty handle, because this could be quite heavy if it's full of food. I think this runs somewhere around 40 pounds empty. You start packing a lot of food in there, say pops and things, it could get quite heavy. Two people could carry it. There's one of these handles on each side. Or there's a handle that comes up like that, and then you can just drag it around. Over here, it's got some little wheels. Feel a little bit rubbery, which is nice. They're not just plastic. So fairly rugged little wheels for transporting it around. Around there's a band around the outside that is metal. This would be like a stainless steel or something like that. And that's what the power pack can attach to. It's got big magnets inside, so it just clicks along there. And then we can use one of the cords here to plug it in. Let me just do that, and then we'll see the display here. Okay, so I've plugged the power pack in. You can see here it has a percentage charge. Right now it's at 100%. There's a little power button in there to turn it on. And then I've plugged into down here, there's a DC input, 12 to 24 volt, and there's also an AC input. And then over here is a USB. So you can charge things and run things off the USB there. You can actually hear the compressor running, and that's another great feature of this, is they use a compressor imported from Germany, so it's very high quality and very quiet, much quieter than the other two fridges I've had before. Let's go around to the display here. Very simple to operate. It's giving me a voltage readout here showing 13 volts, 12.9 volts. It's in max mode, and it's showing the Fahrenheit. Right now that's the current inside temperature, and we can decide what we want the temperature to be. So it can go all the way down to -4 Fahrenheit, which I think is about -20 Celsius. And when in that temperature, it's really a true deep freeze. If you wanted to use it as a fridge, you want it around 34 to 38 Fahrenheit. Got a power button over here, and then the plus and minus button. So we'll just press the power button to turn it off, and same thing. Just press and hold the set button for 2 seconds, and then you can switch it to eco mode. Now I was wondering what the difference between max and eco mode is, and they tell me the compressor has a higher speed in max, so what happens is it will cool down faster in max mode. But they say the actual efficiency of the fridge is not a whole lot different. Yeah, so pretty basic actually, not a lot to it. Does the job you want it to do, cool down to that temperature, and then it maintains that temperature. So when I plug in the AC power cord, I see that it's more like about 24 volts. So there must be some conversion that goes on in there, and they tell me it doesn't really matter. Same cooling efficiency either way. Put some light on it so you can see the panel a little more clearly. There's 2 other settings in here besides Eco and Max. You just hold this for 2 seconds to enter the settings. And each time you press it, you can see it's changing. There's a flashing F, so you can change it to Celsius or Fahrenheit. And then this M, there's L, M, and H. And what it is it sets the voltage when you're using the DC so that you don't run your car battery down. So if you are worried about using up your car battery, you'd want to put it on higher voltage. Let's see here in the manual, we've got low, medium, high, and that's the cut off and cut in voltage. So if you're at high and it registers 11.1 volts, it'll turn off, and that helps stop your car battery from getting run down, sort of a battery protection mode, which most of them have. On previous fridge I had, it was in the display. Another one had a button on it, kind of a slider switch for low, medium, and high. Another cool feature I haven't seen before is UV. So inside the fridge freezer there's a UV light, and you know, sometimes you got food in there, so it kind of gets kind of nasty in there. If you want to sterilize as far as killing any bugs and stuff, you hold the two at the same time, and that turns on the internal sterilization light. I guess there it is, turning on there, and it runs for 30 minutes and sterilizes the inside of the unit. So I'll just show you the alarm if the fridge is not closed properly. After a minute we should get some kind of thing going on in the display and an audio alarm. There we go. Shows the lid is off. This is the lid. You can take it off. There's just one completely unit. That. There we go, and back to normal. This is pretty strong. I've actually seen a few videos and people will sit on this. It's quite the sturdy thing, so you got yourself another kind of little sitting place or a table. So here's the bag attached. Bottom goes on first. There's cutouts for everything, where all the cables go in. Also cutouts and screen mesh for your fans and your handles. It's kind of a unique system they have here. They actually have two different zippers here, because there is a smaller 40 quart model, so they have kind of a double zipper here for attaching that, and then they have a zipper on the top, so, and a clear cutout here for your power. There's that zipper. Oh, it's at the front. So when you want to get in there and get your food or load it up, unzip just the lid, and then you have access. You can see it's got the foil interior to reflect the cooling back, keep everything nice and cool in there. I don't know why they picked black as a color, but I guess it works. So there, I plugged it into the wall, and you can see now the voltage is 25.8 when it's plugged into AC power. I've done a few tests, just quick tests, and it takes around, I'd say around half an hour to go from room temperature down to deep freeze temperature, but that's going to vary depending on, you know, how warm a food you're going to put in there. And there's pockets on both sides, store your cords and things. If you want to do a deep dive into the specs here, I'll link you to the product pages in the description. You can see here the JP50 Pro, do 64 Coca-Cola cans there. And then also the link to the battery pack, and you can look through the specs there. So here's how it's going to be set up in the crew cab of my truck. Mostly when we're traveling, the fridge will be in here. When we're traveling between camping sites, I'll pull it out and probably put it underneath my slide out when we're camped, so that I can plug it into my RV. But this way I'll be able to plug this into my 12-volt outlet, keep the food cool, also be able to use the battery in between times when the truck is turned off. I've left some room around the other side down below and on the other side for the fans. Got to keep the gaps unblocked so it doesn't overheat. It can go up to a 40% tilt, so it's good for using it in motion. I got it kind of pretty well leveled in here. The previous units that I used seem to work pretty well, no problem. And also, like I say, when I go shopping, I'll put this in the truck, and then I can come back with nice cold groceries. If you're wondering about this cargo tie down, it's from a company called Quarantine, and it's their Pro Series. A lot of trades guys use these and companies use these. I think it can hold up to like 400 pounds. It gets cinched down with like seatbelt straps and everything, big heavy carabiners, so Because, you know, if you're in an accident, you don't want all your backseat cargo crushing you. Okay, let's give it a little test. Gonna go get some groceries here. So I've set it up. See why I like the lid. So when I get the groceries, it'll be easy to pack them into the freezer. Just like that. Put the lid on. So I've set this for about 34 and attached the battery here. Go get some groceries and see how it performs coming back. Okay, there we go. Shopping done. Items in there. And she'll keep cool on the way back. Groceries delivered back to the RV. I also picked myself up a little turkey. So what I'll do is I'll just leave that in here and it'll slowly defrost. Saves room in my RV fridge. Anyway, I'm going to be going down south. It's pretty cool here. We're in Washington State right now, so the fridge doesn't really have to work hard. So I'm going to wait a couple months till I get down where it's warmer, and I'll come back with a update, likes, dislikes, and performance. Till next time, Ray from Love Your RV and Boat. Cheers, guys.